The Squidward showcase has just happened, so now we're going to go over it ourselves, do a little bit of analysis, a little bit of a breakdown on some of the more important things, and maybe some of the things that you possibly missed during it. So let's begin, shall we? So up first, we're going to talk about the meter build and how that works in the game. So just the other day, we made a video about a beta tester answering a question about how the meter does get built in this game, and their answer was meter builds is purely based on damage dealt. But in the Squidward showcase, we see Squidward attacking SpongeBob, and then if we pay attention to SpongeBob's meter down there, once Sponge gets hit with an attack, he also builds up a little bit of meter as well, which is the correct thing. That's the best way to go for this. That way, you're not completely falling behind in terms of momentum and all that stuff for the game. So that way, if your opponent is just going off on you and you're getting attacked and you're building up this little bit of meter at a time, and your opponent, you can tell, is about to go for a finishing blow, but you now have your own bar, you're able to slime dodge or slime whatever out of your opponent's combos, which allows you to help, it helps you get back into the matchup. So this is good. I'm glad that they did show this. We got visual confirmation, so you do build up meter by attacking and also receiving damage. Now we're going to talk about a couple of Squidward's attacks. So first up, we're going to go over Squidward's down airs, and it appears he has two of them. One possibly is the light version, which, as you can see right here, is just him kind of he forms like a 90-degree angle, like downwards, and he's just kind of like poking with his tentacles. Something simple, they showed it off in the trailer. It can spike. Down airs should spike, so I like that, but that seems to be his light air. But a little bit later in the trailer, or his showcase I should say, we see him pulling out the marble block, which I'm assuming this has to be the strong down air. So it's cool that there's they differentiate the two of them with two different attacks. You can greatly see which is which is going to be the light version, which should be the stronger version. So just pointing this out, some people may have missed the marble block, but it does appear, I don't know if every character, but at least Squidward does have two different down airs. I assume that's what this is. What else would the marble block be for? I have to imagine this is a down air, so there you go, just in case you missed it. Next up, we're going to talk about his side special. Now, they specifically mentioned it in the showcase, but Squidward's side special has different paintings or different artworks, and each artwork deals a specific amount of damage. And to compare it to Smash Bros, anybody that's played Mr. Game & Watch, Mr. Game & Watch's side special, his Judge Hammer attack, you can get 1 through 9. Well, guess what? That's kind of what Squidward has here. He might not have 9 different paintings. I think we only seen 3 different ones. At least I only counted 3. But, each of them, maybe a light attack, a medium attack, and then, a heavier attack. So depending on which painting, obviously this move is going to be RNG. You don't get to pick which painting or artwork that he uses for the attack. Just going to be random, so keep that in mind, but still kind of cool. A little bit of Mr. Game & Watch in Squidward. Next up, his down special. Again, this is something they mentioned, but I think it's worth repeating at least. His down special is his rage meter, where he rages himself up and then he deals increased damage and knockback and all that sort of stuff. He also gains increased movement speed. So again, the important thing here to remember and to learn, when you use his down special, he is vulnerable for a few seconds. I believe it's about 2 seconds if I'm not mistaken, but he's going to be vulnerable for about 2 seconds, which means when you use this attack, don't use it in the middle of you trying to combo your opponent, because, well, you're going to lose the combo and then your opponent has the chance to get back at you. So if you're using this, use it either when you just KO'd an opponent or when you knocked your opponent, you sent them flying, maybe they didn't quite get KO'd, but then pop this really quickly. You'll get your rage meter going, and then you're going to be even stronger, even faster, and then it's going to be a real problem for your opponents. But yes, use this smartly. Don't just pop it off whenever. So one thing you could do in the first game with a lot of the characters was a dash attack into a spike. And I remember a fair bit of people that were kind of complaining about this because overall it felt really, really cheap. Like there was no skill involved with this. So during the Squidward showcase, they do show Squidward doing a dash attack into a spike. But this time, it appears that you will need at least 1 bar of your slime meter to be able to pull this off, which I think is the much better way to go. That way, again, like I said, it felt cheap the first time around, but this time it feels like there's got to be a little bit more, shall we say, skill involved. So it's not just 2 moves and spike. Oh, I got you. Like easy stock, whatever it might be. So at least it feels much more improved this time. At least in my opinion, it feels improved and it looks better. So using the slime meter, I guess that's the way you can do. You can still do dash attacks into spikes, but you know, take it what you will. Now let's talk about the super moves, because they did show Squidward's super in this, which is pretty cool. But one thing that I noticed, assuming they didn't cut out any of the time for this entire animation for his super move, it appears super moves are only going to last just a couple of seconds. Squidward activates it, spins around, and then he crashes into the pole, and it appears like that's going to be the entirety of the super move, which is good. It's very quick, it's right to the point, it'll deal big amount of damage like a super should. So I like that that's the approach, instead of something that's going to take like 15 seconds. Like, that's a long time. We don't need anything that lasts that amount of time for a super or a final type of move. So it's good that it appears at least that it's going to be right, short, sweet, quick, right to the point. I like that. And plus, we kind of got a glimpse of that with Patrick during the official reveal trailer. What was that, 2 weeks ago or whenever that was? We've seen Patrick lift up his rock and or his home, I guess, and start sliming that. So it appears that's kind of what the overall tone is for these super moves. Quick, right to the point, as it should be. And the final 2 things that we're going to discuss actually come from the SpongeBob showcase, because, well, I didn't do a breakdown for that because didn't have time, sorry. But the 2 things, the obvious one being Mr. Krabs is a background character. I guess, you know, that's going to... You know, a lot of people are going to be upset with that, or maybe at least sad that he's a background character, but let's not forget there has been 0 confirmation that a background character rules you out from being playable. So Mr. Krabs could still be playable, maybe as a DLC character. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Plus, one thing to note, look at his attire that he's wearing. It's not his regular Krusty Krab manager, you know, owner attire. He's not wearing that regular thing. He's wearing his gym outfit, you know, that he's getting ready, his workout outfit, whatever you want to call it. He's just wearing his sweat. So it's different attire. So I don't know if that plays into a factor at all, but yeah, Mr. Krabs being a background character. As of right now, we don't have confirmation that he's ruled out, so, you know, there's still hope, but, you know, it's still cool that he makes an appearance at least. And the last thing is one of the new stages we get a better look at, which is, I believe we'll call it the Reptar Temple. This stage is actually from the Rugrats movie, so yes, we have official confirmation for what it is. Here's a quick little screenshot from the Rugrats movie from the opening. You see the Reptar statues outside of this temple, we'll call it, but yes, this is the new Rugrats stage, and hopefully they removed, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I don't think it is, but I hope they removed Teeter Totter Gulch, because that stage was absolutely abysmal. I despise that stage so much, so hopefully that stage is gone and this stage is much more enjoyable. But yes, we did get a little bit better look at the Reptar Temple stage. That is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you noticed anything else, or, you know, something that caught your eye, let me know down in the comments. Either way, that is going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.